Hello and welcome to another Planner Thursday video. This week we'll be continuing on with the May Citrus Floral theme and we'll be doing a weekly spread. This one is really fun because it uses the French curve tool to make lots of interesting patterns on your pages, and then they're going to be filled in with some of those fun ribbon roses and the bright colors of the reds and oranges and bright greens used this month. So I hope you follow along. If you are new here, please take the time to subscribe. It means a lot as I'm trying to grow this channel. And I hope you do subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. We have lots of fun things coming up, including galaxy painting, some more citrus floral themed spreads, and I'm going to be doing yellows and blues in June. So lots of fun things to kind of draw along, paint along with me, and just be creative. So I hope you take the time to subscribe. So when I'm starting off this spread, I'm using my Archer and Olive A5 notebook. It's a dot grid. I will link it down below. The thing I really love about the notebook is the really thick pages. So I'm going to be adding a lot of color on these pages, and because it is that 160 GSM thickness, it's not going to bleed through. So I do very often use, scrap paper or something behind so I don't get the page behind inky, just on the edges. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. As far as other tools go, you saw the French curve. This is a set, I believe it's Mr. Pen. I will link everything down below so you can check out if you want to add to your stationery collection. For drawing and inking, I'm using Staedtler pigment liner pens. This is kind of a medium weight one. And those are great because they dry very quickly, and once they're dry you can ink over top of them and use color, and it doesn't smear or bleed, so you can still keep your outline and then have the bright color on top. So you can see here I've drawn just several of these ribbon roses, just starting with a kind of a squiggle in the middle and then going in and out to create the leaves. And then in the other areas here that I'm going to fill in, I've added, all of the little leaves and buds and things, just to kind of fill in that shape so we have a nice bright solid color when this is going to be filled in. So we'll continue to draw this. I hope you're having a great day today. I hope that you are taking some time for yourself and to be creative and just to enjoy life a little bit. It can be really, really hectic, and planning especially sometimes gets really hectic and focused on the next thing to do and the next thing to do, but it's so much it just brings so much joy to the day to take some time and plan. And, if you make mistakes like I just did here, that's okay. They can always be corrected, so we'll see how I fix this here in a minute. But just drawing, some straight lines here with the ruler to kind of map out sections that I'm going to add information to, days of the week or so on. So nothing has to be perfect. Any kind of mistake can be fixed. That's the great thing about planning and kind of creating your own notebook. Nobody has to worry about it, right? So I'm going to be creating some other sections over here on the left page, and we'll see what we do here to fill in days of the week. I'm going to just add a border here actually to fix that mess up with the ink. There's several ways to actually correct. One technique I use pretty often is actually just going over it with a white pen. There's a couple different kinds that I use. One of my favorites is the Archer and Olive acrylographic pens, and I just use the white one and kind of dab that on after the ink is already dried. The other thing you'll see me use pretty often is a Uniball Signo, and it's this pen that just does a really nice white finish and kind of covers any kind of mistakes. And you can also just cover with color too, that's always a good thing. So I'm adding in the days of the week, and that will give me just a place to write lots of to-dos. This is going to be a fairly busy week, and I just want kind of this master to-do list view on this weekly spread. And then I have a running kind of to-do list, and what I do with that is I will keep track of all of the things that aren't really time specific. So if it's not an appointment, if it doesn't have a due date on Wednesday, then you can kind of keep that to-do list. So it's the shared list for the whole week. Filling these in, I am starting off using a Tombow dual brush pen. This is, I believe, from the Citrus pack, and it's one of the bright lime greens. We'll be using a lot of those bright citrus colors in this, and I will link that below. I think they're really close to the colors included in that one single pack, but I may have pulled out some others because I've kind of gotten my collection all mixed in with each other. And then just for some variety, I'm adding in a couple other shades of this green, so a little bit more of a leaf green to go with that lime green, just to give some difference between all the different leaves. This one I'm not doing a lot of shading on. It's really going to be just more of a simple fill for the color. And it gives a nice effect at the end, so a little bit different. Normally I'm doing all these gradients and using the blender pen a lot. And so then finally I'm kind of coming in with this like evergreen color. I think it might be from the secondary pack. But it is just a little bit darker green. So you have the 3 shades of leaves. The only kind of rule of thumb I have here is I try to not put more than, I try to not let leaves touch that are the same color, or at least not more than once here or there. But getting 3 shades kind of allows you to break those leaves up, and we'll see kind of the difference between them. So now starting to add some of the color in, just doing a really bright kind of scarlet red here, and same rule with the roses. Don't let 2 roses of the same color touch, and that'll just give you a nice bit of variety as you go through the page. And the red here is pretty dark. It actually kind of blurs some of the, blurs some of the lines just because it is so dark in the camera quality here. But the pink is a little bit brighter, so you're going to see a little more detail. And then when I get to the orangey shades, they're going to be a lot brighter as well. So kind of doing red, pink, and orange for this spread. And this is just a really simple design. You can fill in, the patches that you create in any kind of pattern. I could see this being really fun. With kind of a, like I was mentioning, we're going to do the galaxy painting. We could, you could fill this in with kind of a stars and a gradient pattern. You could fill it in with just swirls and squiggles and different colors. But for this, I'm kind of continuing on with that floral theme for the month. So here's the orange, just a mid-grain orange, and filling it in. Because these are just so loosely drawn, you don't have to worry about all the gradients and shades. These are just going to be a nice solid color as we go forward. And the other thing, to keep in mind is if you don't have a French curve handy, just make your own shapes. This is a neat technique to apply to fill in, just any kind of interesting accent on a bullet journal page. So planning and bullet journaling are meant to be fun, and they're meant to be for you. It doesn't matter what someone else's, spreads look like. It doesn't matter if everything's perfect. It's all about what works for you and what is fun for you. So the good thing I think about bullet journaling is it lets me stay organized, keep everything together, but at the same time have a chance to be creative as I'm setting up the week. So you can see here, just continuing to fill these in. So I'm not going to add a background color this time. I kind of like the white popping through, but what I am going to do is I'm going to take that darkest green and just add some accents here to kind of make that little mistake a little less noticeable. So still there, but maybe not as prevalent. And just filling that in to make a border kind of between the pages as well. Anytime you have notebooks that are bound, even when they're the lay flat like this one, sometimes you just can't really write in that edge where they're bound together. So a little accent color can be fun. So that was it. That was our weekly spread for this week. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you take the time to be creative. Please like and subscribe. It means the world. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.